Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. We're here at the Arctic Coliseum in a little bit of a warmer environment than we saw last night in Clark Park in Detroit, Michigan. But last night we saw the Hoosiers be victorious against the Michigan Wolverines with a final score of 6-5 with an OT game-winning goal by Ray Myers. Last night, Coach Weiss really emphasized the physicality and emphasized kind of the intensity and set the tone of the pace right out the gate. First two periods were kind of sloppy on the defensive side, but on the offensive side, they were able to score 5 goals in the first two periods. However, they also surrendered 5 themselves within the first 40 minutes, and we find ourselves knotted up at 5-5 through the first two periods. The third period was a little bit cleaner from the Hoosiers, also from the Michigan Wolverines. Both sides were kind of sloppy in the first two periods, but in the third period, they really picked it up, held their own, and forced OT. In OT, in the final minute of the OT that is, we saw Ray Myers get an open look and put one past the Wolverines goaltender, which made the Hoosiers quite victorious, which is a good, sweet victory, especially considering how cold the environment was last night. Goals were scored by Drew Michelli, 2 from Andrew Chambers, 1 from Ben Rosenberg, and as we said, Ray Myers also found himself on the board. In terms of tonight's matchup, what we want to see different from the Hoosiers is kind of repeat that third period in OT that they had. The defensive mishaps were kind of cleaned up towards that final 20 minutes and the last 5 minutes in OT, and we want to see them repeat that success that they had in the final 20 minutes. Also, keep an eye on the open skater. A lot of the goals that they gave up last night were because they had a loose puck or a loose defender get past them and made life hard on Billis. Billis had a lot of open looks that he had to make either a key save or some that he couldn't, and that's why we found ourselves in a very competitive game last night. Their final key to this success is freeze the puck if necessary and have Billis be controlled. A lot of the times the loose pucks didn't go their way and they look a little bit sloppy, but if the Hoosiers want to keep their sharp mind on this game, we'll have an easier time and the puck won't be in their defensive zone as much. Moving on to Michigan, they have to keep their forwards and centers in front of Billis. The congestion was very successful for them last night, and they're going to try to repeat the same exact thing. The loose pucks and the rebound opportunities were their gold last night, and they're going to try and continue that here tonight. Again, don't fall behind early. The Hoosiers are going to come out with more intensity than they had last night. They believe that they're the better team by a wide margin, and they're going to be coming out even faster than they did last night. So expect the goals to come from the Hoosiers, but the Michigan Wolverines will have to do their best to keep the puck out of their zone. And for the last key of success, win the offensive face-off battle, and if you're not winning the offensive face-off battle, have someone in a cherry-picking situation. As I said last night, they had a lot of open skaters get past the Hoosier defenders, and they were able to find an open lane, get good looks, and it made it quite easy on their forwards to have easy and quite fantastic shots. We'll be here in just a couple minutes with Garrett and Goose on the call for play-by-play, and we'll see you in a couple.
Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to the Arctic Coliseum here in Chelsea, Michigan. A matchup tonight between the Michigan Wolverines and the Indiana Hoosiers. My name is Andrew Gus, joined alongside Garrett Drake here this evening. And Garrett, we saw these two teams face off last night. Although it was an outdoor game, we were unable to bring a broadcast to you. A little bit too cold out there for our equipment. We saw a very tight game, a first period score 3-2. After that, we thought it was going to be a very high scoring game. As both teams started to feel each other out and settle down, it was 5-5. Although 60 minutes was just not enough, we saw an overtime period of 5 minutes of 3-on-3 hockey, and we saw Ray Myers shoot and score from the point to tally a 6-5 victory for the Hoosiers. Now this evening, both teams will have another chance to square off, as the Hoosiers will be dressed in their crimson jerseys with the white logo right in the middle of Indiana, and Michigan will be dressed in their yellow Michigan jerseys with the cursive Michigan logo right down the center as well. Starting goaltenders tonight, Sammy Billis for the Hoosiers and Martinas Jerkikonis for the Wolverines. As that opening faceoff starts in the Michigan zone, it'll start to be carried up now and out as it's hit back in by Will Kicker.
Nice
as
job.
he'll dump it in.
I was wondering how you were going to handle that name, partner. Seemed like nailed it right on the butt there.
A bigger name than we normally see, but as Michigan will start to break out, this pass will be just a little bit too far ahead. As Glenn will now chase Kicker behind the net. Kicker will put on the brakes and slow it down as he'll send a pass D to D behind the net to his partner, Paul McClure. As it now frees up, this one gets shot on net the direction, but a little bit to the wide and right. As now chipped up through the center, as the Hoosiers will go for their first line change of the evening. Robisco will leave it off for Connolly. His centering pass connects. This one shot Billis, a blocker save back to the ice. Back to the point, Semino will go through his defender as Andrew Chambers took that one off the chest. As Semino gives us off to Leo Warner. Warner starts to skate up ice. Getting hit there with a stick. Close call, but no penalty there. As now dumped in. Ethan DiLorenzo, the first one on the scene to change. As now this one connects to the tape of a Michigan forward. It'll now be skated in. Now possessed by number 61, no nameplate on the back of his jersey. As both teams settle for it. This will be Jack Hawkins as he'll chase. This one once again shot on. Loose in front, Warner, a nice backhanded play there to get it out of the zone. As now dumped in. Billis will step out of his net to play it and leave it off for Jack Hawkins, the sophomore defender. It'll be Andrew Chambers as he'll pretend to go up the left side and stop going behind the right as he now wheels up ice. Chambers attempts to chip it in deep off a stick and now able to get the change. As this puck frees up, Tinos Raftis tries to hold the blue line, but the Hoosiers are forced to regroup and tag up on that delayed offsides. Now carried in on the wing by Kolkan. Before quickly stolen away by the Hoosiers. Jake Rock lost an edge, but quickly back down to the ice as Luke Slavin will grab it on his backhand. Slavin in the near side corner tries to send it back up to the point, but stolen by Cohen of the Wolverines.
We've gone over 2 minutes without a whistle, Goose, to start this game. Very fast pace, and we've seen quick changes on both sides, something that we expected after the conditions last night.
As Rock centering pass there, trying to find Castricani. Slavin's shot goes to the outside of the cage. Nearly had it, but it's the wrong side. A centering pass there. Tinos Raftis drops a man to the ice. A great hit there. And open ice. As now Raftis skates in. He'll try to go high glove side, but the save made. As Martinas Jerkikonis once again makes a stop. And yes, a big name we'll be saying all night long.
A good shot right there by Raftis. Just carrying the puck in and getting it on the net early. It's going to be a key for Indiana today.
Well, Garrett, Jerkikonis is from Naperville, Illinois. So far this year, he is 3-0 with a save percentage of 89.9 and only a 2.34 goals against average. They're definitely one of the top goaltenders for this Wolverine squad.
Yeah, he's been solid, and we've seen Newhart a lot in previous matchups. He played last night, and you had a feeling they might change it up today, and now we're seeing him for the first time.
And yes, only a freshman too, so not even on the roster last year, and our first time seeing him. As Drew Michelli able to lick the stick there, and he'll send it off to Will Kicker. Now Kicker's centering pass, trying to connect to Burke, and now Michelli, a 2-on-2 the other way, as Burke tries to go between a defender's stick. He was unable to. Brandenburg lays a nice hit, but Culver now works up the other way. A drop pass to Ducaresi as his shot tries to go to the back door, but the wrong team as Leo Warner was there.
Ryan Burke's got a lot of fans in the building today. He's from around the area, and we were told by his dad that, 25, 30 family members in attendance today, family members and friends. So
as here he comes right now. A 2-on-1. Burke takes a shot, trying to go high. Glove side, just a little too high there. That hit the glass.
Added motivation for number 10 in red today.
As Cohen will go chip it in. Leo Warner will lay a hip check and slow him down. And his D partner, Jack Hawkins, now able to skate up ice. The Hawkins pass will go up to Ian Smith. That'll hit him right in the skate. Rosenberg able to be there for support and hold the puck in the zone. A centering pass there, but to the wrong side. As now Michigan works the other way, a 3-on-2. A drop pass, but once again to the wrong side. Semino leaves one up for Ian Smith, a one-on-one. Rosenberg joins the play. Smith fires a loose rebound in the back door, but nobody there. As this one now gets sent up to Ray Myers. He'll connect to Semino. As his centering pass to Rosenberg in the back door. Rosenberg tries to go and score, but a save there once again made.
Great save made there by Michigan. We've seen Indiana get a couple rushes early on, and Rosenberg put the puck in there, and the rebound was loose for a moment, but it was gobbled up quickly.
And now 5 minutes into this contest, once again 0-0 our score at the moment, as Myers will send it off. DiLorenzo tries a shot on net. This one stopped by a stick in the lane. Raftis tries to take it, but Mitchell now works on the other side of the ice. As Mitchell will drive it in the backhand, he'll come to a stop and leave it off. Now working behind the net, trying to find one, but stopped. As once again Myers steps in the passing lane and breaks at the play. DiLorenzo gives it up to Jeremy, and here we are once again a 2-on-2. He'll fire a shot, this one off of shin guard, and he'll get dropped. A centering pass there connects with Myers, as he'll have a shot once before Mitchell will stop that with his shin guard.
Ray Myers, the OT hero in last night's contest, scored the winner just as we were approaching shootout territory.
Raftis almost about to lay another big hit there, decided to step off.
I don't know if I would have survived another 5+ minutes, Goose, if Myers didn't end that game.
That game was very cold. It was 14 degrees at puck drop, and surprisingly warmed up to 16 degrees by the time we were in the overtime frame.
It didn't feel like it the whole time, though.
It felt
like single digits.
It was a nice cold game, and the players were all expressing their gratitude of being back in the normal setting of an indoor rink. Although it is cool to be out there and enjoy that outdoor rink experience, sometimes it gets a little bit too chilly. Castricane will step in to have this draw, as that was taken against Cody Nielsen, so we were able to track down his name, and he's the freshman forward wearing number 61 without the nameplate, so that's who our culprit is. The officials just discussing right now something. I'm not down there, so I couldn't tell you exactly what they're talking about, but talking to Castricane now, and seems a little upset, so.
Not sure what that was about either.
Yeah, the officials are going to discuss something right now, but I'm not really sure what, as the Michigan players skate over to their bench.
Well, it looks like we're going to have a penalty on Castricane.
Castricane is going to the box. You're right, Garrett. Let's see if the officials make a signal of the call, but we saw a face-off there get blown dead immediately, but didn't really see anything out of the blue that would have been called a penalty, in my opinion.
So that means we're going to have a penalty kill right off the bat, brought to you by Jimmy John's. The Hoosier Killers did a good job in last night's contest, and they were put in some bad situations, but they were able to prevail and limit Michigan's damage on those. And now, just a little bit into this one, we'll see if they can do it again.
So Andrew Chambers will step in to take this against Manis Sharma. He'll win it back to Will Kicker. Kicker will be pressed along by two Wolverines in the glass. Now Myers. A swarm of jerseys in the far side corner. Michigan will swarm it off. It's Culver. He'll skate in his shot and loose in the back door. Michigan taps it in, and a free goal.
It was a rebound.
And a power play goal. Michigan now 1-0. But once again, Garrett, it leaves you scratching your head of what that penalty was called. I'm still very curious of what it was, because I really did not see anything, but I might have missed something the officials saw down there on ice level.
Castricane now out of the box and at center to take the draw here, and Indiana doing a little bit of self-inflicted damage early in this one.
But Garrett, I hate to say it, but with Michigan scoring first and Castricane, definitely a little bit of anger in his mind right now. We'll see if the Hoosiers have a big shift here and respond. I would expect them to. As Castricane lays a big hit in the far side wall. talk about it, talk it to existence.
Well, that's how you can
now
take
catch
your
a pass
anger
on the
out.
far side. Now he'll shoot one. This one caught in the leg of a Michigan defender. So now they'll skate the other way. This time it's Jack Glenn. He'll get dropped to the ice.
That one
And the
was
Hoosiers
Hawkins.
bringing some physicality. So here comes Castricane and Slavin, a 2-on-1. Castricane goes. He'll shoot and score!
How about that?
How about that, Garrett? What a shot by Castricane as he snuck that one right under the glove. We got a 1-1 game.
Well, it didn't take him very long to make up for the penalty that led to a goal for Michigan, and he laid a big hit and then scored a goal in the span of about a minute.
And Garrett, that right there is good hockey. That's head-down hockey, got a penalty. Michigan took advantage of, scored, and fresh out of the box, Castricane lays a big hit, gets his team some energy, and goes down the ice and does what he does best, shoots and scores. Now a 1-1 game, as this one will be won back to the Hoosier defense. It'll be Leo Warner. Warner will slide it over to Jack Hawkins, as it'll get past him to Ryan Burke. Burke will send it up to Brandenburg, who will evade a hit. As he'll try to leave it off, it's stolen away by Colcon. He'll leave it off for Williams, as Warner slams him into the glass. Now Jack Hawkins. He'll stride up as he'll try to cut left and right. Hawkins tries a hit, as Brandenburg now able to shovel it out of the zone. Sharma will dump it in the far side corner for him, as Warner will step behind his net. He'll get pressed low on the glass, but still puck on his stick. Trying to leave it off, a rebound there. Billis makes a big save, as Williams was almost gifted a free opportunity there as well.
Well, Goose, we heard Coach Weiss talking before yesterday's game about how he wanted his team to really try to be physical and lay some hits on Michigan. The conditions were very cold yesterday, and you know those hits were going to hurt extra. Those boards weren't very forgiving, and it looks like they have the same mindset coming into this game too.
So far, so good. As Brandenburg will win this draw. It's Ryan Burke. He'll put on the Jets. It's Ryan Burke on a breakaway. Burke shoots and scores! Ryan Burke, as his fan section and the Hoosiers all here going crazy. 2-1 our score. And Ryan and Burke, how about that? What good timing right there. And another great hockey play right there. The Hoosiers getting up ice quick and putting one against past Jerk Konis.
Feels like we're back at the Frank for a home game right now. The energy's in the building, and Ryan Burke shows out for his supporters.
And Garrett, very much so the case. It almost seems, I would definitely take the bet that there are more Hoosier fans here in attendance than Wolverine fans. As now Michigan tries to lay on some checks. It'll be Raftis. This one, Rosenberg fires a one-timer. This one off of the leg of a defender. And now a centering pass slid over. It'll be picked up on the far side corner by Ethan Bittner, as he'll send it up, a centering pass there to Culver. A good forecheck there by Ian Smith. They'll hold his own. It's Ben Rosenberg. He'll send it down below for Aiden Simino, the junior. Simino trying to pass there, but Rosenberg not able to get there in time.
That loose puck was dangerously close in front of the net.
As Raftis is battling there with Sebastian Culver right in front of us, it's now Friedman. Friedman's shot right to the glove, and Sammy Billis, the senior goaltender for the Hoosiers, makes the save. Well, Garrett, a great response there from the Hoosiers. As I said, didn't want to see Michigan score first, but they did. A nice wake-up call there, and Indiana got themselves right back in this, as now they have a one-goal lead with 11:50 left to go in period number 1. So still, lots and lots of game left, but a good start right here. Oh, Smith will collect this puck in the near side wing, as now Rosenberg tries to chip it up. It'll go off a stick, as basically stopped there, almost like a golf shot with some spin on a green. Simino tried to go for it, and it spun backwards on him there.
And oddly enough, we've already seen 3 goals in less than 10 minutes. Still more than half of this first period to go, rather. And the offense was explosive yesterday, and a 6-5 final score on both sides. And it looks like we may see the same thing.
And unfortunately, as we said, we were not able to bring a broadcast to you last night. The tone of the game was once one team scores, the other team scored right away and basically responded. So it was neck and neck the whole way. And Simino now tries a shot. They'll slide it D to D as Will Kicker now has one. This one loose and saved by the glove. So Martinez Jurkikonis, once again, with a glove save.
And there's going to be a lot of rebound opportunities for Indiana. You can already see it out front. If he's not catching it with the glove, he's not really gobbling them up either. The puck's been gliding out in front of the crease.
As Andrew Chambers will lay a hit in the far side corner. It'll now be picked up, hit by Jeremy. So Will Kicker will send it off the boards. It's held down by a forechecker. Another one set in the direction, but the lane there was blocked off by Ethan DiLorenzo as he'll now skate up ice. He'll shovel it in with the backhand and get on the attack. Picked up and now carried. As this one was stopped and hit back in by Mitchell. Mitchell's dump picked up by Jack Hawkins. As now the Michigan defense will take a turn with it. So here's Glenn. He'll decide to just chip it in and chase. As he'll send it down below, they're trying to set up a cycle. But Chambers still on the attack, not letting that puck come through. Michigan will dump it in. And they'll go for a half line change. So some of the forwards will go, but the defense will get a full sail line change. As now the Hoosiers are able to get up ice quick. It'll be Castricane. As last time he was out here, he scored. He'll try another one. This one saved by the outside of the net. And the blocker there.
Gotta love the aggression by Indiana early on. You gotta think they're already approaching double-digit shots here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jurkikonis is gonna be seeing a lot of shots tonight. And Garrett, as you mentioned, the more shots, the more rebounds. This one sent up towards the middle. It'll be tipped by a stick. No icing to call by our officials. Raftis will skate up and send it up the wing. Jake Rock will receive this on the forehand, and he'll try to send it up there. But Michigan steals it away. Ray Myers will now take a turn with it as he'll give it over to Raftis. Raftis right back to Myers, and Myers now shoots one from the blue line, but stayed by the glove and sent back into play. Castricane tried a between the legs pass there, got a little too cute and had that stripped away. Williams tries a shot. He'll get dumped down to the ice, a big hit, but Castricane will be heading back to the box as the official called him right away. Big hit on the play, but definitely a little high from my angle.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Just right in front of the net, too, after the shot.
Yeah, he unfortunately didn't have the puck, and that was a little high, so definitely see where the officials were coming from there. But last time he was in the box, Michigan was able to tuck away a power play goal. We'll see if the Hoosier penalty kill can stand strong here for the next 2 minutes. As Chambers and Brandenburg, the top two killers, will be out there. We saw them last night in the last minute 18 of the game when the Hoosiers were penalized and had to go down 5-on-4. A great kill there to send the game to overtime. Those two always in the way, making it tough for the power plays. As right there, Andrew Chambers already in the hair of the Michigan defense. So Sebastian Culvers will skate up as he'll get stopped. Sharma now will send it back to the point. It's Cohen. He'll try to slide to the far side. Connolly will get pressure by Brandenburg. And just like I mentioned, they're all over him. So Raftis will now start to skate as he'll try to ice it. It'll be picked up by Brandenburg, and Chambers will join the play. A 2-on-2. Shot to the back door, trying to find Chambers, rushing towards the back of the cage, but unable to get it through. As Chambers gets dropped to the ice, Brandenburg will pin it up and kill some more clock. Down to just a minute 15 on the power play. And so far, so good. A good kill. Sharma will start to skate up ice, and he'll give it off to Connolly. Connolly's pass a little behind as Przeski's going to have. We'll send it back to the point. Third. Like a book there and cut him off. Both sides pressing for it as it's sent back to the point. Carried by Kolkan. He'll try to skate towards the middle. He'll leave it off for Larson. A one-timer trying to find, it looked to be Nielsen, but unable to do so as he'll receive this pass. Down to just 15 seconds. This one shot a little wide. Simino able to get the stick in the way, and he'll send it down.
There we go.
As that should do it for our penalty kill. And the Hoosiers stood tall there for 2 minutes. No harm. Warner steps up, took the hit, made the play, got it up to Simino. Simino slides one towards the far side and tried to connect with Smith, but unable to do so. As he'll now skate up. Hawkins will just fire it into the corner and get it away. Warner now a one-timer. Loose in front, tried to get tipped by Rosenberg as he'll get dropped to the ice. Now Michigan skates up ice the other way. Warner, a good stick there. Able to stick it away on a stick check. Smith lost his glove. He'll pick up the mitten. And Michigan will just dump it in deep. Down to just 6:42 here in our first period. As Hawkins will send it. Sent back to the ice. And picked up now by Anderson. Hawkins will rim it around. A nice reverse hit there by Jack Hawkins. As here comes Rosenberg. Rosie gets dropped to the ice. And Smith will now chase to the corner. Held in possession now by Friedman. As it's sent on around the wing to Anderson. Anderson awaiting this puck. As he'll come to a stop and get pressed along the glass. Garrett, the Michigan players really seem like they don't want to be hit here tonight, as they're all starting to step away from the puck, and the Hoosiers' aggressive forecheck and physicality is starting to pay off.
Yeah, they're having trouble keeping it out of their own zone, too.
Myers will swing it up, pardon me.
Very little time on attack, I was going to say, for Michigan.
You're absolutely right. They really have not had much zone time. Even on that power play, they were in the zone, but with no actual possession time. A good hit there by DiLorenzo, and the Hoosiers have numbers. 3-on-2, it's Andrew Chambers. He'll leave it off. DiLorenzo, a one-timer. This one deflected up high and out of play with 5:30 here to go in the first.
That one had some steam on it.
Yes, it did.
DiLorenzo.
Once again, Yurcik Tonis having trouble blocking those initial first shots and grabbing them with possession as they start flying away for those rebounds. That's something he's going to have to dial in, or else the Hoosiers will start to pick up on that as well. As Indiana wins this faceoff, Castricane, a nice toe drag there. He'll drive it in and try to go to the pad, but a save there by the pillow. It'll be Jake Rock with possession, as Rock will put on the brakes and send it back to the point. Myers right back to Rock. This one bounces off the tape, but Rock still able to get possession back, as now Michigan will take a turn. Slavin, a free pass there, as Michigan basically just gave it to him, but now here comes Cohen the other way. Slavin will press his man along the glass as Myers will now take a turn. Here's Luke Slavin. He'll chip it off the glass up to Castricane. Now to the tape of Konstantinos Raftis. Another 3-on-2. Raftis gets dropped. A centering pass and a save there by Cohen. He'll whiff, and another opportunity for the Hoosiers. A backdoor pass to Luke Slavin. He'll shoot and score. The assist there coming from Castricane. Hoosiers 3, Wolverines 1. And you know Slavin feels good about that one. He's been on a 7-game scoring drought, and he'll end it there. I know he's got a smile on his face right now. Castricane able to strip the puck there from Cohen, who was trying to skate up ice, and able to make the centering pass across. Just not in time, as the Hoosiers were able to tally another one there. So now a 2-goal lead with just 4:35 left in the first, and they definitely have momentum, that's fair to say. So Larson will skate with it for a moment as he'll try to connect up. Well, kicker gets dropped to the ice, and the arm flies up right away. So the Hoosiers will be on a power play in a moment as they'll wait for Sammy Billis to get over to the bench and get out a 6th man for this delayed penalty. We'll see if they can get up ice and get anything going here before their power play opportunity even begins. It'll be Slavin, the most recent goal scorer, as he'll chip it off the boards to himself. He'll get pressed along by 3 Wolverines. And now the Wolverines will be shorthanded a man for 2 minutes. Joe Williams will head to the box for 2 and think about his actions out there on the ice.
Indiana's first power play of the day coming up here, and they've already got a 2-goal lead. Things couldn't be going much better for them right now.
So Coach Weiss will send out power play unit number 1. You You can already start to hear the chirps begin again. Two very vocal teams with each other. Rosenberg will be out there with Jeremy, Simino, Warner, and DiLorenzo. And they'll tie it up, and back to the point, it's Warner. He'll take the initial possession and try to slide it over to Jeremy. But here comes Mitchell on a breakaway. Mitchell tries a shot, but Jeremy able to get the stick in the lane and not register one. As what a back check there by the junior forward. That's good leadership right there.
Great stick lift right there by Jeremy. Saved a goal.
What a great hustle play there by him. And that's the last thing you want to do is give up a shorty with a 2-goal lead. So Cohen will skate it back and try to kill off some clock, but he'll be chased right away. As he'll dump it in, Warner already waiting, expecting that play to happen. We'll leave it off as Jeremy will swing in with speed. He'll cross over left and right and into the zone. A full head of steam. He'll try a centering pass there. Unable to do so, a bouncing puck as it's finally sent back down to flat. Back to Jeremy's stick. He'll try to swing it through the middle to Rosenberg, but unable to get it through. So Billis will step out of his net to play it, and he'll send a saucer pass up to Rosenberg, trying to catch the Wolverines on a line change as Rosenberg will get pressed in the glass. That was straight numbers right there, if you ask me. Jeremy will now fire a shot. That's off a leg protector. So the Wolverines able to get an ice as Billis plays it with his stick down to just a minute to go. We'll see if they can get any offense going. As DiLorenzo swings in, he'll now skate up ice, gaining speed. He'll chip it in past 2 defenders, and he'll now start to look for some options as he evades a big hit there from Colcon. Back to Myers, he'll hold the zone. They'll slow it down as Luke Slavin gets pressed off the puck. The Wolverines sending 2 attackers, Garrett, as that's something you don't see all the time. A little aggressive from there, but it seemed to work out just fine. Myers will swing up to Castricane as he'll put on the brakes. His saucer pass across to Jake Rock. Rock, a touch pass off the boards to Ryan Burke. Burke takes a high hit there. Back to the point. Rock will now slow it down. Rock fakes in, and that just jumped off his stick there. Some loose ice. As he'll now send one to Slavin. Slavin will enter the zone. As he'll now give it off to Castricane. Nick Castricane back to Slavin. Luke Slavin will swing around, looking for options. He's just getting pressured right now by Carson Lloyd. Rock steps in for reinforcements, and now Jack Hawkins will receive it. Rock will step off the wall and send it back down below to Patrick Brandenburg as he'll now press Cohen. Picked up in a centering pass as Culver now works up ice. Cohen and Brandenburg wrestling just in front of us. As Smith able to evade a hit, it's Drew Michelli.
Smith's hurt.
He is a little slow to get up. And now Michigan works up ice the other way as past the stick of Culver, and the official able to give the Hoosiers a good bounce there. Able to hold the zone as 2 men pressure down below. It'll be Cohen skating up ice as his pass will connect over to Mitchell. Hawkins steps up for a big hit, but just missed Mitchell by a hair. Down to just 35 seconds, and here comes Leo Warner as he'll leave it off. Burke's pass didn't make it through initially. The second time's a charm. And here he comes again. As he'll get dropped down to the ice. Warner thought about a big hit there, but Connolly turned the other way as Andrew Chambers breaks up the play. Chambers tries a shot, this one up high and out of play. A good look there, trying to elevate that puck quick, but got a little too high and out of play.
Something that you don't see very often, Goose. The scoreboard here has hundredths of a second. 15.72. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often. Here at the Arctic Coliseum, I guess anything goes. The officials were trying to take that out of the zone, but that was clearly a deflection. up and out of play. So Jeremy will step in to take this draw against Sharma. Once again, just 15 seconds left to go. Likely one last play or rush, depending on which team wins the draw. The Hoosiers able to capitalize and hold it in. However, Michigan now, Colcon will dump it into the far side. As time will expire, we'll hear the buzzer, and that signifies the end of 20. The Hoosiers start out to a 3-1 lead after our first frame, but after going down, Castrocane penalized early on in the period. A power play goal scored by Michigan, and the Hoosiers 3 unresponded goals tallied up on the board. So still some discussion down there by the officials and both sides. Not really sure what there is to talk about. But this game's definitely starting to get a little chippy, and both sides are loving it.
No question about that. It looks like they're going to have everybody go to the locker room. So this is the end of the first period. Hoosiers up 3-1.
Absolutely. That's all we have to say for now. Garrett Drake and Andrew Gus will be back for period number 2 in just a few minutes after the Zamboni's done with his job.
Welcome back to the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. We're here through 20 minutes, and your Indiana Hoosiers are up 3-1 against the Michigan Wolverines. We saw the first score of the night come from the Michigan Wolverines on a kind of a sketchy penalty call where the Hoosiers found themselves down a man and gave up a rebound goal, which we talked about in the pregame. We said Billis needs to be doing a good job of freezing the puck, not giving rebound opportunities. However, he did give up one early, and that led to the Hoosiers falling down one pretty early on in this game. Not too long after, though, we saw Nick Kashikane with speed with his fellow forwards. He was able to put one behind the Michigan goaltender, and we saw a tie game pretty early on. Again, a lot of physicality coming out, just like we saw last night. Weiss told the team, come out, come strong, come physical. Not long after, we also saw Ryan Burke come out with speed on a solo breakaway. We've got more Ryan Burke fans here than we do Michigan fans. I was right next to his father when he scored, and the crowd was going electric. The Hoosiers were rallying with intensity at that point, and Kashikane had the biggest hit of the night. Unfortunately, was called for interference, but they were on a penalty kill and did not surrender a goal on that one, which was good for the Hoosiers. As I said, the physicality was picked up throughout this first period. They were finishing their checks throughout the entire period, on both sides, really, from Michigan and the Hoosiers. But Nick Kashikane found Slavin on a backdoor pass with a beautiful backdoor pass and was able to put the Hoosiers up 3-1 with about halfway to go still in the period. Michigan started getting a little bit belligerent, took a couple of unnecessary penalties, and were kind of just not really going for the poke checks, kind of going for the body checks that weren't too successful, gave the Hoosiers a lot of good looks, and they would be sure to clean that up in the second and third period. This is by far the most physical game of the year. You can tell neither of these teams like each other, so it should be a very heated matchup coming up into the second and third periods. The Hoosiers are up 2, so they need to do whatever they can to stay disciplined, not get in the penalty box, even though this game is getting chippy, make life easy on Billis, and hopefully they'll be able to extend this lead come the second period. We'll be back in a little bit with Garrett and Goose for the puck drop of the second period.
Welcome back for period number 2. Once again, the Wolverines with 1 right now and the Hoosiers with 3. A pretty eventful first period. And with both teams going to the dressing room and discussing what was need to be said, we'll see what this period entails. So the end of that period was ramping up there. Some physicality, some words from both sides, some good chirps, and a lot of hockey left to play. So 20 down, 40 to go. Let's see what has to come. Well, Michigan will win the initial draw here as this one sent up the wing. Now Rosenberg will swing in to pick it up. Ben Rosenberg has a shot on net. This one goes just a little wide as it really just rode the glass all the way. So they'll send it in deep as Sharma will try to find the loose puck. He'll send it up the wing, but Rosenberg there able to hold it. Rosie will get pushed off the puck as Paul McClure sends it over to Aiden Simino, who now gives it over to Ben Rosenberg. Now Simino has a shot on net. This one a little high, it hits the glass, and a free breakout there. So Hawkins will have to get on his horse and chase this loose puck down. As he finally tracks it down, he'll chip it off the boards, but nobody there, as Michigan will now try to start and set up some offense. Chambers will fling it all the way around the boards as Ethan DiLorenzo swings to pick it up. Sharma will send it to the far side, but Cohen not able to collect the puck. The official said no icing as Jack Hawkins will rim it off the boards, trying to find McClure, but a little off target. So now he'll come from the other side and give it over to Jeremy. Now his pass stolen away. Hawkins lays a hit, and first one on the scene was Nielsen. Well, McClure chasing down below will send it to Jack Hawkins. Hawkins will start to stride up ice, looking to the far side, trying to find DiLorenzo. That pass was a little forced as Hawkins tries to lay out a man there, unable to do so. And Hawkins will head to the box for 2 minutes on a high stick. And I'm not really sure how you call that a high stick, but in my opinion, not the right call there. Maybe interference, but
either way, not what you want to see.
yeah, definitely not. Definitely like his mindset there of trying to make a hit there and get some more energy for his side, but the Hoosiers will be forced to kill off another penalty. Once again, Chambers and Brandenburg, the first 2 out there. Well, Michigan will win it back to the point as Larson had it for a moment. As he'll miss this puck, it'll be out of the zone. As Nielsen's pass was a little off the mark. Now swinging up the ice, a big hit there by Chambers. And Michigan will start to stride up ice again. Chambers collides with a man, a one-on-one. He'll try to find it, but unable to do so. As the loose puck, they'll send it off to Myers. Myers to Raftis, just trying to kill off clock. And Raftis tries to send it, but it hit the face mask there of Mitchell. And back to Adam Colkin. Myers sends it off the boards. Chambers and Brandenburg both awaiting. Will chip it in deep, and they'll both get on their horse over to the bench. Michigan will start to work up ice again. This time Colkin. His pass a little off the mark to Sharma. Simino gives it back. Down just a minute to go on the PK. Connolly starts striding up ice, but will take a loop back and now start to get up ice again. As he's trying to gain speed, he'll cross over left and right. But Myers right on him, not letting him go anywhere. So his loose pass, as Ryan Burke steps up to make the play, he'll chip it deep, and another clear for the Hoosiers.
Big penalty kill for the boys.
27
seconds left.
Stepped out of his net to play it there and gave it to Sharma, who will swing it to the far side of Connolly. Connolly right back to Sharma. Raftis will rub him off against the glass. Back to the point of Connolly. He'll feed it down to Culver, but his shot deflected off a stick and unable to get on as a registered shot. So Brandenburg will be the first one chasing down ice as Yursakonis will step out of his net to play it again.
Back even now.
And Michelli steps up out of his net. Almost had an opportunity there, but that puck just bounced off his stick. on a bad bounce. So Connolly now skates up ice. His shot goes wide as Brandenburg will slow it down and he'll leave it off. It's Ryan Burke, the freshman forward. He'll take a break and now Michelli. Michelli tries to go far side post, but his shot just a little off. As Michigan now gets up ice, it's Anderson. His shot sticked away by Billis. As McClure there in the middle. A loose puck. Both teams trying to find it. Billis makes a big save on a second chance rebound from the Wolverines. And slow to his feet was Culver. He was the one that had that extra rebound opportunity there, but couldn't stuff it away. Just past the 4-minute mark played here in the second frame. As no action has happened yet, so the Hoosiers able to kill off that penalty. We're back to even 5-on-5 strength, and Rosenberg quickly strides, but icing the call as Michigan got there first. We'll reset right where we just were moments ago.
And Michigan's still really struggling to get the puck into the offensive zone. The only ways we've seen them get down there has been through icing mostly.
Absolutely. And here's Rosenberg trying to stride forward. He'll push it up to Simino. A 2-on-1. Simi tries to fly to the far side, but unable to do so as now the D joined the play. It's Jack Hawkins. Hawkins sends one towards the middle, but just a little off. And Leo Warner will have to retreat back to his own blue line to scoop up this loose puck. Lloyd had that stripped away from him as Warner finished off his check. Simino joins the play, but offsides the call. As that forward there just had it caught up in his stick. He was unable to get it in deep.
Exactly 5 minutes off the clock here, second period. Indiana still with a 3-1 lead, Goose, and this game has gone a lot better than yesterday to start off for the Hoosiers.
You're absolutely right, Garrett. And so far they've had the momentum for the majority of this contest, but I'm sure if Coach Weiss is on the bench right now, the last thing he's saying is, hey, 3 goals is surely going to be enough. As this Michigan team is obviously a tough team, and they'll keep fighting the whole rest of this way, so I'm sure he's going to want to keep putting in goals and piling them on. Not to mention, this is also a TSCHL league play game. So these points are starting to matter as playoffs are less than a month away. As this puck shot, a save there. I believe that was Jake Rock who actually made the save with his body, helping his buddy Sammy Billis out. Well, Michigan will rim this off the boards. No ice in the call. I don't know how that's not nice, but I guess that's not nice. So Castricani will receive this pass as he'll cradle it and give it off to Raftis. Raftis will stride through the zone to the backhand. He'll have a shot, but out of his net to save it was Yursakonis.
Way out.
And he's lucky that the Hoosiers weren't able to get a quick wraparound goal there. And Garrett, he's been aggressive a few times tonight out of his net.
Yeah, he's shown he's not afraid. And this is going to be offsides.
And all the way down it will go as Castricani leveled a man on the delayed offsides. Good hit, definitely a good hit, but all the way down it'll go. So 13:50 still up on the big board here for our second period. As this puck hits the deck, it'll be won back by the Hoosiers. Paul McClure, first one there, but stripped away from him. As they'll rim this one around. Back up on the point, it was Cathari. Kicker strong on his stick. A great play there by the junior defenseman. And here comes Ethan DiLorenzo off to the races. DiLorenzo fires one off the crossbar and out. A great opportunity from him and a beautiful shot. Just didn't go. A centering pass there will miss the stick of a Wolverine and the arm flies up, so the officials call it this time. And 200 feet back the other way, we'll have an icing. Well, Garrett, I think the energy's definitely slowed down a tiny bit from where it was at the end of that last period, but one big hit or bounce some way could really change that in the tone of this game.
Yeah, Michigan just doesn't really seem to have any life in them right now. They're completely out of this game right at the moment. They need something to switch the momentum, and Indiana got to try to limit that.
Well, back to the point, it's Leo Warner as he'll swing one to Jeremy. The Hoosiers with numbers of 4-on-2. He'll leave it off for Chambers. Chambers tries to slide it back, but Jeremy unable to gain possession.
Yeah, it looked like Jeremy wanted that one on his forehand and went a little too far out in front.
As Michigan slides one through. This one shot. Billis makes the save with his right pad. And here comes Hawkins now. Turning up ice, he'll have a reverse hit on a man. As now both sides fighting for it in front of the swarm of yellow in front of the Michigan bench. Someone loses a glove. Hawkins tries a hit. Chambers feeds it over. Warner off the boards, a perfect angled pass to DiLorenzo, but he'll have to skate back and try to grab it. As now Warner steps up out of the defense. Warner skates up ice, he'll leave it off for D'Lo. DiLorenzo fires one. This one saved by a defender. And a second chance, the Hoosiers score! Drew Michelli. At 11:58 in the second frame. The Hoosiers now with a 3-goal lead. Michelli, an odd-angled shot there, and Yursakonis out of position, just snuck it right in there. So the Hoosiers increase their lead to now 3. And now Garrett, their momentum is really on their side.
Able to steal all the momentum right back. Drew Michelli having himself a weekend.
He absolutely is. As he'll stick that one right there, right to Ryan Burke. Burke will swing it down as he'll receive a bit of action there in his hand, so the arm of the official flies up. We'll have a delayed penalty as Billis retreats to his bench. The Hoosiers sent out a 6-man for the moment.
Michigan still hasn't touched it. Now they do.
Finally do, as Koken able to get some tape on that biscuit. And now the Wolverines off to the penalty box, and that's the last thing they're going to want right now after just giving up another goal. It's going to be Lloyd going for 2 minutes on the hook. And the Hoosiers power play unit number 1 gets right back out there. Well, Rosie will win this back to the point, and it's Warner. Warner will swing it over to DiLorenzo. DiLorenzo fakes a shot, second chance opportunity there. Loose on the doorstep. A high stick called there. Once again, a late call by the official. Coach Weiss and the Hoosiers are not happy. I think definitely the right call there, if you ask me.
Yeah, not much arguing that one.
Just a late whistle. Well, back out to the neutral zone. As Rosenberg will step in and take it. He'll win off Mitchell. And right away, DiLorenzo will rim it all the way around. Rosenberg there able to pick that one off the wall as he'll start to skate. He'll give it right off to DiLorenzo, looking for options. He'll swing it across to Jeremy. Jeremy now starts to close in, but the defender able to steal the puck away and shoot it down the length of the ice. Billis will leave it off for DiLorenzo, who will skate up ice this time. D'Lo. Offsides.
Still over a minute on this power play for the Hoosiers, so plenty of time to try to get into their offense and get something going. Already up by 3.
Jeremy will win it back to DiLorenzo. Looking for Rosenberg, but that pass just unable to get there in time. As Michigan able to clear it off this time. Down to just a minute to go left on Lloyd's hooking penalty. Warner will swing it across the wing and connect to DiLorenzo. He'll start to try to drive in the ice, but he was stopped there at the blue line. And so far, so good for the kill of Michigan. As Jeremy will now stride up ice. Gaining speed, he'll slow down and send it back off to the point. It's Ray Myers. Myers' pass whiffed there. And here comes Przyleski all on his own. Billis makes the save. And here comes Simino. He'll send it up to DiLorenzo. D'Lo will step into the zone. They're onside this time, but nobody there for his pass. Although Raftis able to drive it.
And that was one that Michigan needed to have to get back into this one, so a huge momentum swing in favor of Indiana there.
And a breakaway like that, just a huge save by Billis, as he really has not seen much action this period. He's staying alive. And the Hoosiers will now go to the box for too many men. Minor penalty. And a bench minor, so we'll see. It could be anybody.
Right after the power play ended, they got caught with too many guys trying to get back to the bench there.
Ian Smith will be the guy that will take a turn to sit in the box for the bench minor. So right as the Hoosiers get off of their power play, they'll now be forced to kill a penalty. Usual suspects out there for the Hoosier PK. As Michigan will now try and start up their power play unit number 1. Billis, a huge blocker save there as Brandenburg lost his stick on the far side of the ice. A pass right there, a little odd angle, and Brandenburg able to chip it, but out of play. They've been able to kill off 25 seconds so far. But still a minute 35 left to go. As Michigan will win it back. Will connect. And the Hoosiers are going to go down to the box and a 5-on-3, so they'll call a trip. As Colcon was torn down to the ice, it'll be Paul McClure, the freshman forward, going to join Ian Smith.
Just a tough break there, trying to prevent the Wolverines from getting into the zone, and as the puck was crossing the blue line, got the stick tangled up in one of the skate blades, and now they got 2 in the box.
So it'll be Chambers, Hawkins, and Leah Warner, the 3 out there. As Hawkins gets rammed into the boards. Michigan will have a 5-on-3 for the next minute 15. We'll swing it down. Back to the point. Down below, a whiff shot there by Mitchell. He had it, but unable to capitalize. As they'll swing it across down below. Another missed opportunity. Well, now they're starting to get some looks, Garrett. And Mitchell back to the point will slow it down. We'll send him to the far side. Tic-tac, couldn't get the toe there as Chambers stepped in the lane. This one way off the mark and out of play. And nothing but time and space for Colcon, but couldn't hit the net. And now there's 39 seconds left to go, and then Smith will return back to the ice. A little while later, we'll see McClure come back to the ice as well. The Hoosiers will win this draw. As now we'll see a 4-on-3. Myers got pushed to the ice.
And he's still down.
Connolly knocked him down and just kept pressing. Well, Mitchell will head to the box for 2. We'll see some 4-on-3 action, Garrett. A lot of open space. We saw 4-on-3 last night, but in overtime. Although we're in regulation right now, so a little bit of a different circumstance, but now we'll go all the way down to the other side and have a face-off. So it'll be Brandenburg, Raftis, and Myers, the 3 out there for Indiana. Sharma will take the draw against Brandenburg. Myers able to hold it. Raftis will have to chase back to his own end. He'll fight off a stick. And good defense there by Tinos Raftis as Colcon was pressuring him hard. Here's Connolly. He'll try to fake it, swing back up top. Connolly swings it over. It's Colcon. Back to Connolly. Colcon fires a one-timer. That's off the mark. As this one flees out of the zone, the Hoosiers return a man back to the ice and nearly caught him off guard. Here comes a one-on-one. Nick Castricane fresh to the ice. A beautiful play there as he'll get turned to the ice. Another penalty comes up. And Michigan heads back to the box. Now we'll have a 4-on-3 the other way. Garrett, what a turn of events there.
Crazy sequence, as you mentioned, and we're having lots of penalties on both sides. Just back and forth. Not very clean hockey going on right now.
This will be Cohen going to sit for 2. They'll call a hold as Castricane try to spin a Rama move. But in 20 seconds, we'll see McClure return back to the ice, and the Hoosiers will actually be gifted a 5-on-3 for just under a minute. The Hoosiers will win it. Leo Warner will give it to DiLorenzo. D'Lo fires one. This one blockered away. Jeremy leaves it off for DiLorenzo, who will leave it off for Warner before he gives it right back. Back to Jeremy at the top. He'll fire a shot and score! Will Jeremy! A power play goal right there. And luckily with the 5-on-3, the Hoosiers still have 1:38 of a man advantage. So 5-1 now our score, and a goaltender change for the Wolverines. As Jursa Konich will be pulled, we'll see the grad student goaltender, Frank Fee, come in. He's 6'2", 180 pounds. He's played 7 games so far with a goals against average of 3.14 and a save percentage of 84.9%. So fresh off the bench and still 1:35 to go on a man advantage. We'll see if the Hoosiers can possibly get another one here. And now they've really got the energy as DiLorenzo flies up ice. Simoneau will ram against the man, and it's Jeremy. He'll send it over to Simoneau. Back up to the top, it's Rosenberg. Rosie right back to Sim. As Jeremy fires another one from the same spot. That one nearly went in as well.
My goodness.
They'll swing it to the middle. DiLorenzo tries a shot. This one saved by Larson. A diving effort from him. As Jeremy to the far side pad. Loose in front. And a great save there by Fee to make the stop. Still 6:07 left to go here in our middle frame. And a lot of action the last few minutes. But 54 seconds up on the big board as Rosenberg and Sharma will draw against each other here. This one flies over DiLorenzo's shoulder. As Billis out of his net to play it, will just rim it up to the neutral zone.
Still lots of time for Indiana here. They got 40 seconds.
The Warner will give it off, and Jeremy now cuts up ice. He'll blow past 2 guys as he'll leave it off. D'Lo fires this one at the Michigan logo, but a save there by Fee, who's scrambling to get back on his feet. Here comes Nielsen, as he'll try to get it through, but Sim able to make a good play there, Aiden Simoneau that is, with his feet to stop the attack. And now Ben Rosenberg flies up ice again. Aiden Simoneau. There's Castricane. Tries a shot on net a little high there. And Michigan returns a man to the ice. And we're back to even 5-on-5 strength. It's been a while since we've seen some. I think the last, 6 or 7 minutes, Garrett, but here we are. Stick lift there by Michelle. It frees up. Now swinging into the zone is Glenn. His shot loose in the back door. A huge stop there by Warner, and Michigan able to tally one there by Mitchell. A second chance effort there as Warner originally pulled it out of the net. Well, excuse me, off the goal line, and then Mitchell able to put it away into the net.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to cover it up in the crease too, which I believe would have been a penalty anyways against Indiana, but the puck squirted out and Michigan able to tap it in.
So Michigan able to cut their losses a little bit. Now 5-2 the score. Garrett, like you mentioned earlier on in this contest, shaping up to be a very high-scoring competition here tonight. So Myers will receive this pass and give it right back to Raftis, as Ray Myers will start to skate up ice. He'll send it over as Raftis bangs it off the boards. He'll be slowed down in the far side corner as Michigan now a sign of life. Mitchell, the most recent goal scorer, will lay on a hit. As Patrick Brandenburg now skates up ice. He'll connect over to Ryan Burke. Burke fires a shot off the post. Fee had no idea where it was at.
Wow, got it right by him. Nearly 2 on the day for Burke.
And that puck hit the post, then Fee moved, which just goes to show how hard that shot really was. There's some contact there in the middle. Will slow Michigan down. As Fee out of his net to play it. That will just slip off his stick. It's Will Kicker. His shot right to the breadbasket, but still a nice save there by Fee, fresh off the bench.
Just 3:46 to go in the second. Already 7 goals scored in today's game. We saw 11 in yesterday's contest.
This puck will rim off to the point, as Jones will battle for it with Castricane. Slavin drives his shoulder into a man, and Castricane there to support. Castricane leaves it off. As now Larson will give it off to Culver. A big hit on the play as Culver loses the puck. Jake Rock, back in his own end, will leave it off. McClure tries to give it right back to Rock, but that just jumps over his stick. The official here wedged between 2 players of either side. I'll make it 3 Michigan sweaters and 2 Indiana sweaters. As back to Jack Hawkins this puck goes. Hawkins up the middle, try to find Castricane. As he does, we'll have a 2-on-1. As more players join the play. This one shot by Jake Rock, but off a shin guard, a little off target. Bikasi slides it over to Sharma. His shot goes high and wide. As Hawkins returns this puck back to the ice, it'll jump over the stick of Cathari and go the length of the ice, but no icing to call. As Cole Kahn tries to drive up ice. Hawkins will step in the way and knock his man over. Jake Rock swings it up ice. Nearly had Slavin, but I believe that was Cohen who knocked that puck away. As now Nielsen fires one. This one a little off the mark. Here comes Aiden Simino. Simino a full head of speed with Rosenberg. Sim fires a rebound there. Saved by Fee.
Simino tried going 5-hole there, and Fee able to cover it.
As Sim slides over to Myers. Myers shoots one. Tries to go far side post. Unable to capitalize. As Michigan banks this off the boards, it's Nielsen. Myers able to be back. Nielsen drives to the middle. Nothing doing as he'll get sticked away, trying to do a little too much. As this puck sent to the far side, it's Raftis. He'll give it up the wing. Rosenberg leaves it off. He's got Raftis again. Raftis tries a shot. He whiffs. And now Michigan with numbers trying to work up ice. They'll leave it off. A good stick there by Smith. Billis makes a save, still loose on the doorstep. A penalty called as Raftis just chucks it off the glass.
I think it's going to be on Indiana here.
I'm assuming so too. I saw Lloyd hit the ice, but in the Hoosiers' defense, he has been in the crease. The official just dumped. Who was that? Was that? Can't see the number right now.
14, is that who it was?
Oh, yeah. Colin Core. So Lloyd will go to the box. Simino also going to the box.
Tried to fake us out right there.
Him and Rosenberg both go as a unit. Garrett, once again, we got those big numbers up on the board with the hundredths of a second. 43.32 up on the jumbo board back there. And Court will head to the box as well.
They're going to put one of the refs in the box for a suplex.
Hey, that was a nice hit there. He hit on Kerr, but I guess that's what happens when you, after the whistle, just keep going at it. Well, as the officials will talk through this. We'll wait to see what goes up on the board so we can explain to you in greater detail, but it might be just as simple as this. I think they're going to wave it off and just say 5-on-5 with two guys on either side in the box. It'll just be 2 minutes and a whistle. Larson does not seem too happy, but
yeah, I was going to say they should.
With the initial penalty, that's what happens when you keep retaliating, you know?
They should only have to put one up here, and then everybody just leaves the box when it's over. That would make the most sense, but I mean, they'll be in there for the rest of the period. So.
Yeah.
We still don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, at the moment, both sides have two guys in the box each. And just a lot of talking going on out there for the moment. So we'll wait and see exactly what the official calls on the plays here. We have one official on the blue line and three of them in a triangular circle over there, chit-chatting in front of the scorer's bench. So some explanation will be made over to the Michigan side. And we'll see how many guys come out onto the ice for the last 43 seconds. Right now, the Hoosiers have, I take that back, I don't want to speak too soon. 4 out there for the moment. So Rosenberg has 2 minutes to his name up on the board. Lloyd has 2 minutes to his name up on the board.
It looks like they're going to do.
That's it. So I think we'll do 4 on 4, and then the last 2 penalties will wash out with Simino and Kerr, which seems to make sense with being 2 penalties up on the board and 4 guys on either side out there. So 4 on 4 hockey. The next 2 minutes. As this puck's dropped, we're back in the action. Shot on net goes a little wide. And another penalty up and coming. This one will be going against the Hoosiers. 2 penalties as McClure gets dropped down. Scary looking play there. It was Adam Colkin. He's been physical all night long with the Hoosiers, but that time a high hit to McClure. And both sides. So Garrett now will have some 3-on-3 action.
This is getting crazy.
And I was going to say, I thought I saw the original arm go up against Indiana because there was a late penalty when Michigan had the puck. It'll be Luke Slavin going. So both sides have 3 guys in the box, and both sides will have 3 guys on the ice for 3-on-3. Well, Garrett, a lot more discussion with just 30.54 up on the board.
We just can't get out of this period.
We cannot. And Now McClure goes to the box. Chinny's giving us a good time over there on the bench. He looks like he's almost as confused as we are. As once again, the officials just chit-chatting over there. Garrett, I don't know if this period will ever end.
We got to get on the road after this, so.
Yeah, we still have a 5-hour bus ride back to Bloomington.
Let's wrap it up here, guys.
And Garrett, in the nicest way possible, the officials. There was the original penalty and then the next penalty afterwards. So, simply put, it should just be 3-on-3, if I'm not mistaken. I was a formal official, so I saw a lot and know a decent bit about the rules, but I feel like this should be pretty straightforward. I guess they're going to watch those penalties as well and just have 4-on-4. Yet the Hoosiers have 4 men in the box and the Wolverines with 3.
It's a party in there.
Yeah, I guess it is a penalty box party. But I guess we're back in the action now. So Jack Hawkins will send it off to Castricane. As this puck will free up to Larson. He'll give it up the wing to Nielsen, who will give it off to Connolly. As Connolly leaves it off for Nielsen, he'll start driving towards the net. Kicker knocks him off the puck. We're under 10 seconds left to go in the frame. Loose down below, it's Nielsen once again, trying a last opportunity. And the Hoosiers are going to trap him behind the net with nothing to do there. All zeros up on the board, and that's the end of 2. A lot of penalties there in that period, and I don't even want to know what these coaches are going to be saying to their teams, but I can guarantee one of them is going to be stay out of the penalty box. So might be put in a different sense of words, but that'll be the message. And the Hoosiers right now with a 5-2 lead. They'll head to the locker rooms, and we'll be back with you in just about 10 or 15 minutes for period number 3. Don't go anywhere. You've been watching Indiana Hockey on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
Hello and welcome back to the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. We're here through 2 periods here between the Indiana Hoosiers and the Michigan Wolverines, and we find our Indiana Hoosiers up 5-2. The period started off with Michigan kind of on a better cylinder than they've seen themselves so far throughout the game. They came out with a couple good possessions, not any scoring opportunities, but they were able to hold the puck in the offensive zone. For the Hoosier side, Ethan DiLorenzo had a really good look down the left wing, wide open look, went right off the iron, and kept the score at 3-1 early on. Right after that, Billis was forced to make a breakaway save. He had a couple of those during this period, and he was the main reason the Hoosiers were only able to give up 2 so far in this game. Drew Michelli for the Indiana Hoosiers had a weird shot just a few minutes into the period, and it went off of a deflection off of the Michigan goaltender, letting the Hoosiers go up 4-1 just a bit into the second. Sammy Billis, as mentioned before, at the 10-minute mark, was forced to make a breakaway save, a 1-on-none, and he was spectacular. He stopped the Michigan forward from scoring and kept the lead at 3. This is where things got tricky. About 9 minutes into the period, it was 5-on-3 for the Michigan Wolverines, but shortly after, that was spoiled as they took 2 unnecessary penalties and actually put the Hoosiers up a man. The Hoosiers went up a man with 7 to go, and shortly after, they actually had a 5-on-3, and right as the extra skater was coming onto the ice, Will Jeremy, a familiar face for the Indiana Hoosiers, was able to put one in the back of the net and put the Hoosiers up 5-1. With 4:48 to play, the Hoosiers' kryptonite, the loose pucks in front of the net, was once again the kryptonite for the Hoosiers. Sammy Billis and all the defenders lost sight of the puck with congestion in front of the net, and the Wolverines were able to get their second goal of the night. In the final minute of the period, there was a ton of fighting. There was 7 people thrown into the box, and that leads us into a 4-on-4 for the final minute of the period, and coming into the third period, we'll also start off 4-on-4. What Indiana needs to do to stay on top and even widen the gap if they choose to do so is just keep the speed. They're a faster team than Michigan, and it seems to be that way, especially when they get in the offensive zone and find their breakaway looks. And again, for Michigan, they have to cause congestion. A handful of their goals, if not a majority of their goals, come from congestion, deflections, and rebound chances off of Sammy Billis so far this weekend. If they continue to pressure and shoot at any cost necessary, they should have better looks and better opportunities to make this a closer game and not let the Hoosiers drift away. We'll be back in a little bit with the puck drop of the third period with Garrett and Goose on the call.
Welcome back for period number 3. Still 20 minutes left to go. The Hoosiers with a 3-goal lead are going to have to stay fierce here for the last 20 minutes and make sure they wrap up this game. You know Coach Weiss, after last weekend, is going to want to get them on the right track and get them heading back home to Bloomington with a good stop. We'll probably have to stop at a gas station on the way home. I'm assuming to get the boys some food and refueled for the ride back home. But before then, we've got 20 more minutes left of work. It's been a pretty electric game up to this point so far with lots of goals and lots of penalties. Once again, I'm Andrew Gus, joined alongside Garrett Drake here, bringing you period number 3 of hockey between the Indiana Hoosiers and the Michigan Wolverines. 4-on-4. The biscuit hits the ice, and we're underway. As Larson tries to skate up ice there, that puck flies all the way down, and 4-on-4. Icing the call. We'll head back the other way. Well, Garrett, I think Michigan might have just got caught off guard there, forgetting that it was 4-on-4 for a moment. Can't ice the puck. As Jeremy will step in and take the draw. Michigan will win it back. This one banks off the boards as they try to skate up ice. It'll be Culver. Stopped as Sharma takes a backhanded shot, saved by Billis's pad. Sharma still driving towards the net. Puck on his stick, shoots one high. As he'll chip it back down below. Warner tries to lift up Larson's stick, but unable to do so. As Hawkins will now press a man along the glass. Warner will swing in to grab it. However, puck still loose on the back door. Another opportunity there, saved. As Jack Hawkins will send this one up to Jeremy. He'll try to find DiLorenzo, who was breaking up ice, but unable to do so as DiLorenzo finishes off his check. This one will connect up to the the tape of Leo Warner, as DiLorenzo will give it right back. Both sides will return a man to the ice. We're back to even 5-on-5 strength. As Raftis will stick handle for a moment and now skate up ice. Raftis a 3-on-2, tries juking through a defender, but Cohen stopped him in his tracks. As Mitchell now skates up ice. Jeremy tries to bump him off the puck. Jeremy able to clear this one off to the point, but shot and right up into one of his own teammates. It looks to be Glenn. I think he's okay as he's skating over to his bench, which is good to see. Never like seeing any players go down with injury, but it looks like he's all good. But took a shot up high from his teammate Friedman. And we'll go back out to neutral ice for this next faceoff. As through the legs, Michigan will win it back. A tap pass there from Culver. Will go up as Simoneau gives it up. This will be Ben Rosenberg. Rosenberg tries to stop and put on a fancy move, but unable to get the puck across the slot. As it's now slowed down. A swarm of jerseys from either side over there on the far side wing. Myers slows it down. He'll have a shot, but they caught Ian Smith in the behind. Back to the point, Culver. However, stripped away. It's Smith. Smith joins. As a shot there from Aiden Simoneau.
Wow.
Struck the crossbar, had feet beat, but then deflected up high and out of play. A great look from him, nonetheless.
Another rocket sent on by Simoneau there, just wide, off the crossbar.
Kane will step in and take this draw. Back
Indiana,
down below, chasing.
Indiana really trying to pile on here. 3-goal lead in the third is where you like to be, but it's always better to get more if you can.
Absolutely. As this one's chipped off the glass and held up by the official. So Michigan able to regain possession of the puck. as a few bodies fall down to the ice. Kicker will send it up the boards, however, just misses Michele on the wing. This one shot, Billis makes a save with the Indiana logo at the heart of his chest and gobbles that up. 17:04 left to go here in the third. As this puck's won, Michigan tries to draw. Wraparound opportunity look there by Nielsen, but unable to get it through. He tries to feed to the back door. Unsuccessful. Michele will catch this pass as he'll cradle it. He'll send it to the far side wall. McClure fires a pass up the wing, but unable to connect to one of his own fellow teammates. A big hit on the play by McClure. He'll knock a man down. As kicker will leave it back. It'll be McClure once again trying to move up ice. Castricane tried dancing with it there, but was stopped as he'll catch this pass between the legs. Castricane, joined by some teammates, looking for options, gets bumped off the puck. Now Jake Rock fights off a man as he tried to collect that loose puck in the center of the ice, but unable to grab it. Castricane, a nice hit. He'll try an odd angle shot there. Fee makes the save, and Michigan back with the puck. Big hit on the play by Patrick Brandenburg, sending a man down to the ice. And Warner now skates up ice as he'll slide one across. He's got Jeremy. Jeremy drives in, his one flies up and deflects off the shin guard. Warner tees up a one-timer, this one off the pad. Another save by Fee. As this puck's won, Michigan will take the initial possession. This one sent down the length of the ice. And we'll hear the whistle. That's icing 200 feet back the other way. We'll restart where we were 5 seconds ago. And Garrett, if Michigan's want to climb back into this game, they're going to have to tally one soon. And down by 3 at this moment, they need to get out of their zone first. And the Hoosiers have just been trapping them there all night long. As Michigan will stop behind their own net, they'll attempt to skate up ice. Jeremy bats that one out of the air. This one shot on net, deflected wide. Burke will gain possession as he'll now start to skate up ice. He'll cross over and swing it back to the D. It'll be Myers. He'll give it up to Raftis. Raftis evades a hit. A nice toe drag by Konstantinos Raftis. He'll shoot in. This one deflects off a shin guard. Raftis once again with it. Yes, he'll chip it low. Friedman attempts to skate up ice, but is stopped once again by the big defender Raftis. Brandenburg tried to chip it in deep, but was stopped by a stick of Larson. Jeremy chips it in.
Michigan getting stuck in their own zone once again here. Indiana's got 3 guys trying to keep them in it.
Lloyd goes to the far side. I think his teammate DeCossi was not expecting that pass. As a little chip in the zone gets past kicker, he'll quickly get on his horse and give it off. So now Andrew Chambers, the puck carrier. Down the wing, this one loose in front, and a second chance score! Indiana tallies another.
Deflected puck just ends up rolling in right there. It looks like it's going to be Sim.
And he tapped it in on the back door. Chambers' initial shot, the rebound there, was just sitting there on the doorstep and able to close it off. So the Hoosiers now jump out to a 6-2 lead over the Wolverines in the middle stages of our last period here tonight. As this puck is now carried, Michigan will go tape to tape. It'll be Connolly. Will connect up to Glenn. As DiLorenzo will chase down below. He'll push the man off the puck. And interference, sure enough. So DiLorenzo just made some contact there with Glenn before the puck was even there, so he'll head to the box for 2. And now Michigan will be on a man advantage for the next 2 minutes.
This game might get chippy towards the end. Very frustrating loss last night for Michigan, and now they're down 4 goals in the third in this one.
Garrett, they're starting to sniff that broom coming towards them, and that's the last thing they want. So 2 minutes goes up on the big board for Ethan DiLorenzo in his name, as he'll be serving the penalty for interference that he just committed. So this puck loose in front. And finally slow down as Przaleski will gain possession. He'll give it over to Cohen and give it right back. He'll slide to the far side. This one shot on net goes a little wide and off target. McClure will step up on the glass to try to chip it. And able to make the clear there was Will Kicker. That'll go the length of the ice, and the Hoosiers will get a line change except for Chambers, who's still out there working his tail off.
I'll tell you what, Goose, it's been a very long time since we've seen a puck get near Sammy Billis.
You're absolutely right about that.
Hopefully I didn't just jinx it. Looks like I did.
As Michigan sends one to the point, it's Cohen. A shot there deflected wide. As now Culver will give it off. Przaleski once again. Down to the corner. Culver will get pushed along the glass. A one-time shot. This one goes wide off the stick of Sharma. And the clear made by Aiden Simino. A big one there with just 35 seconds to go on the DiLorenzo interference minor penalty. As now skating up the ice. Colkin. It will chip up off the glass and right back to the Michigan possession. Simino able to grind there and clear the puck the length of the ice. Konstantinos Raftis put his stick there. It's like a noodle almost, his hand kind of shaky. He wasn't able to get full control over that puck. As now an opportunity, Mitchell in front. Stick save by Billis. Loose as the net comes flying off. It was Mitchell crashing into the right post, knocking it off the pegs. As the penalty had expired, so we're back to even 5-on-5 strength. And the Hoosiers once again able to kill off that penalty. So 11:09, the Hoosiers will be in clock mode. Just trying to kill off the last few minutes with their 4-goal lead and head back to Bloomington, pardon me, with a sweep under their belt.
Another great kill.
Castricane will step up as Michelli will now take possession. They'll give it off to Paul McClure. McClure flies up ice with speed. Driving in the back end. A centering pass there, loose in front. And this time, Fee able to put his trapper over it and make the stop. Well, it looks like Fee's net came off the pegs there too, so they'll hammer that one back into the ice. Puck drops. This one fired on net goes just wide. Michelli will rim it back down below. It's Jake Rock. He'll get pushed into the glass and down to the ice. As this puck sails up high into the sky, Will Kicker. Sent in deep. Castricane will stop behind Billis' net and let some time tick off the clock. Michigan's just being very passive right now. Castricane still, regardless, will swing through 3 defenders before he stopped by the 4th. You know, he got through the whole team. A good back check there by Jake Rock to separate the man from the puck. As Jack Hawkins will try to chip it up the boards. It'll bounce over the stick of Friedman, and he'll send it over to Larson. Larson will get hit into the Indiana bench as this one shot goes a little high and wide. Smith will give it off to Hawkins. Warner leaves it off, and now Ian Smith. Smith tries to find Simino, but he's being pressured by a few Wolverines. Now carried up the ice by Nielsen. He'll cross the blue line as he'll start to drive towards the net. Still had it on his stick, but couldn't get it through. Loose down below. Ian Smith still chasing. Sharma. A turnover there. As now Leo Warner with the puck on his stick. And Garrett, it seems like both sides are just not really giving much effort anymore at this point. But Ben Rosenberg flies up ice. Rosenberg tries to go back door to find Ian Smith, but unable to do so. As Raftis gives it back down to low. Smith tries to feed it over to Simino, but was stopped short. Smith once again goes at it. Centering pass there off the mark. Here comes Rosenberg again, a 1-on-2. They'll just go low and Gretzky curl. He'll feed it back down to Raptors. A centering pass there by Tinos. But Michigan able to steal it away. As this one's chipped in, Raptis will chase hard. He'll lose possession of it. A centering pass there. Still high in the sky, batted down. Connolly couldn't get a shot on. Cohen tries a shot, a deflection there down in front, but another nice save there by Sammy Billis.
He's been active down there. There's been periods in the game where he hasn't seen a whole lot of action, but whenever he has, he's been ready for it.
Will Kicker, the first one on the scene behind his own net, will give it off. Andrew Chambers will start the attack up ice. Chambers will leave it off for DiLorenzo. Trying to find Chambers once again at the front door, but diving Michigan defender stopped that. Good stop there by Will Kicker, able to hold the line. As Catharthy works down below and tries to give it up top. Cohen swings around and looks for Glenn. A nice reverse hit there by Will Kicker as Mitchell tried to lay the body. Jerami tries a shot, and that one went just wide. He had his buddy DiLorenzo on the back door and tried to bury another. This one's chipped off the glass all the way down and icing the call. So these tired Wolverines are going to be forced to stay out there with the icing and have to get out of their zone a different way as Indiana goes for a change. Just 6:54 left to go. Once again, the Hoosiers in front, 6-2 here in our third period. Brandenburg steps in against Mitchell. It'll be Leo Warner. He'll give it off for Michelli. As Michelli rims it along the boards, it'll connect right back to him. This one shot. A good effort there by Burke. As another one there by Hawkins, a pad save by Fee. Billis steps out of his net to play it, and he'll connect up to Brandenburg. Brandenburg still trying to drive for that puck. As Burke will leave it off for Hawkins. Hawkins slides it over. D-to-D action there between him and Leo Warner. As Michelli The far side, Hawkins tries a toe drag. And he'll just chip it in the corner. Now Michele, a centering pass there. Nothing doing. Hawkins chips one up. Hit the light, but the officials just do not seem to care anymore. They're letting everything go. Now Anderson will send a pass to the far side and connect with Sharma. Luke Slavin, the puck carrier, will get torn down to the ice, but
man,
once again, not looking for penalties at this point. The referees just want to get out of here. A long game with all those penalties in the second period. Jake Rock tries a shot on angle as Castricani gets pushed off the puck. They'll skate it and give it back to Raftis. Seeing the Hoosiers is playing cat and mouse now with the Michigan Wolverines, as this one will be saved by Fee with 5 minutes left to go.
Yeah, completely different story than what we saw yesterday, Goose. We talked about it before the game. Indiana did not play well yesterday, and they were fortunate to get out of there with an OT victory, but today they didn't leave it up for chance.
You're absolutely right. 6-5 was a great win, but here back in the normal conditions, they really wanted to bring it tonight, and it showed. And once again, this team looking for the playoffs and looking to go for a deep run this year, and it starts now. Now we'll send it down to Jake Rock. Stick there, able to prevent that. So Ray Myers will chase back to his own zone, as Myers will give it up. It'll be slowed down as Culver there gets knocked off the puck. Przaleski chased for it down below as Myers had a strip from him. A second chance shot there, almost went in by Culver. He missed by a hair.
A lot of the chances Michigan has gotten today, they just missed the net. We saw a couple go high over the crossbar, almost as high as two net links stacked on top of each other, and they just haven't been able to put them on.
Here's Castricani. He'll get pushed off the puck, and as expected, no penalty there. And a big hit there. Smith tries a second chance. Slavin laid a man out there a second before, as Smith still driving for the puck. And Culver is going to go to the box for 2 minutes on a hold. Garrett, I'm not going to lie, that's the last thing I was expecting to see called, but Sebastian Culver will be down for 2 minutes, and the Hoosiers will go on another power play here with 3:52 in the late stages of the third. Still power play unit number one out there as getting their reps in.
There's been lots of discipline in this one, and we've seen power plays, we've seen 4-on-4s, we've seen 5-on-3s on both ways, and now we get another power play to close this one out.
Special teams were very important this weekend as Warner, a nice hit, excuse me, is DiLorenzo as he'll chip it in deep, and the Hoosiers will start to chase. Simoneau gets pushed off the puck, but Michigan's still able to make the clear. Billis out of his net to leave it off, as it'll be Jeremy. Once again, picking up with speed up the middle. He'll pass three defenders looking for the back door. He had DiLorenzo as Warner swings it across. Warner, another opportunity, will give it back down below. Warner slides it across. Another delayed penalty, and Billis off to the bench. So right now, 6-on-4 for the moment. Soon to be 5-on-3 as DiLorenzo will still, again, just kill off clock.
Yeah, they can kill off a lot of time here.
And still be on the power play after the fact, as a shot there off the pad by
as
Fee.
a touch either.
Warner looking for options. We'll give it to Jeremy. Jeremy steps in. He'll take a shot. This one strikes end boards. A little off target. DiLorenzo at the top of the circles looking for options. Once again, Jeremy. He'll settle and regroup back to the top. He'll have a shot saved. Loose on the doorstep, and here comes the whistle.
Fortunate whistle for Michigan there. That puck was still loose out in front.
And they needed it. So the Hoosiers will be on a 5-on-3 man advantage for the next 30 seconds. Fee still on his back side over there.
and a power play.
Hope he's okay.
For pretty much the rest of the game. 22 seconds would be left.
Slowly moving. Okay, it seems like he's all good. Maybe just defeated, as even though coming in halfway through the second period, has still seen a ton of shots and a ton of action, as the ice has just been lopsided all night long. Rosenberg and Culver square off, as the Hoosiers will win it. We'll swing it down to Jeremy. They'll try to feed it down below to Simino. And back to Warner up top. Warner to DiLorenzo. DiLorenzo, Jeremy. Back to Warner at the top. He'll fire a one-timer. That one got stopped by a body in front.
Watch Jeremy for the one-time.
DiLorenzo fires a shot loose in front. And Rosenberg nearly had that one as Simino was dropped off. And I think the net came off again, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Simino was pushed right into the far post there. And you know these nets don't take very much to come out of their pegs. And one more second of the 5-on-3 here for Indiana. And what'll be an incredible win and a sweep, a much-needed sweep for this team, as Miami got the best of them last week.
And looking forward, the Hoosiers will be back at home with the Frank Southern Ice Arena on Friday night, and we'll hit the road for a home-and-home series against the Dayton Flyers. So we'll go to Dayton on Saturday. That's what's up and coming for next weekend. We'll have live coverage for you once again here on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network for both of those contests. As that shot there went just wide by Cohen. As the Hoosiers will start to work up ice, it's Luke Slavin. He'll leave a bank pass off for Ryan Burke. Burke towards the middle, tries a shot to the back door. Castricane also thought about it, but decided not to pull the trigger. As this one was stopped, Slavin tried to go for a second. And Michigan able to clear it down the length of the ice.
They're scrambling, going on damage control right now, and Indiana's had the puck in the offensive zone for what seems like the past 3 or 4 minutes here.
Yeah, Garrett, we've not seen many games this year where the Hoosiers get up by a certain amount, or any team that is, and another team kind of just rolls over. But Michigan really kind of just rolled over today and gave up in the last 10 minutes of this game.
DiLorenzo gloved that one down too.
Myers looking for options. He'll fire this one. That's deflected up and back to the play off the glass. Once again, tries to feed it down below. Tic-tac. Castricane fires it and right into Fee's belly. And Garrett, I don't know if it's just exhaustion, but Fee seems really tired or injured. One of the two.
He's probably still thawing out from last night.
Aren't we all? Well, 34.11 up on the board. 6-2 our score. And just 12 seconds left to go on the last penalty. So Rosenberg will step in. As Michigan will win it, they'll fire it off the glass the length of the ice. Likely just one more rush up ice. As Billis sends it up, he'll connect to Slavin. Slavin over. It's Ethan DiLorenzo. D'Lo was stopped there as he'll pat it back down to the ice. Will Kicker now with it. Kicker will retreat back behind his own goal line, where we're under 10 seconds left to play. Now Ben Rosenberg will hold the puck and chip it up. There's a little bank off Ethan DiLorenzo. And that's a final from here in Michigan. The Hoosiers sweep the Wolverines. 6-2 our final. And Garrett, after a really rough weekend last weekend, the Hoosiers putting up 3 goals total, able to put up 12 this weekend in a 2-game span. The Hoosiers are back.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time we've seen this team get swept over the past couple seasons, because it does not happen very often. And you could tell that coming back from winter break, things were a little off and the chemistry needed some adjustment. They just couldn't really get into a rhythm on offense, but they were able to figure it out this weekend. 6 goals yesterday, 6 goals today. This time, they just made it a little easier on themselves. 6-2 win.
Absolutely, Garrett. Well, as they handshake for the last time, we'll get ready to pack up the bus and head back to Bloomington. As I said, we'll be back at home on Friday night and in Dayton on Saturday. We appreciate and thank you for watching Indiana Hockey here tonight on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. I'm Andrew Gus. With Garrett Drake, we say thank you and good night.
Welcome back to the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. We're through 60 minutes. Your final score is 6-2 in favor of the Indiana Hoosiers, who took care of the Michigan Wolverines in both games this weekend, which is a much-needed sweep for the Indiana Hockey Club. And that third period, as we're talking about, was a little bit stale compared to the other two periods, but it was back and forth for about the first 5 or so minutes before Aiden Simenow tapped one in after a series of shots by the Hoosiers to put them up 6-2 with a 4-goal deficit. That would be the only score of the third period, but not to say the ice was slanted the entire period. The Hoosiers had plenty of shots, not a ton of urgency, but they didn't need the urgency because of the fact that they were up 4 goals. Power play, there was a power play that started with 4 minutes to go in the period as things started to get extra chippy as they were all night. And with 2 minutes to go, the Hoosiers went up 5-on-3. No goals throughout those power plays, but the Hoosiers still had the ice advantage throughout the entire night. It was a 6-2 final, and it was one of the loudest crowds we've had throughout the season. Even though it was at Michigan, as we mentioned before, Ryan Burke's family was here throughout the entire night, cheering him on and the whole entire Hoosier squad. We'll be back at home at the Frank Southern Ice Arena for the Hoosiers' next matchup against the University of Dayton, and we'll be here. It will be at the Frank Southern Ice Arena at 9:15 for the Cure for Your Hunger as well. And Saturday's game will be at 6:45 in Dayton, Ohio. Catch it right here on the Indiana Hoosier Hockey Network.